My name is unimportant, and I'll tell you why. One of the most obvious passes given to women is what their gender builds their entire identity around, and that is their looks. I need not look farther than my office space to find that businesses and organizations with dress codes will have two dress codes. If feminists truly wanted equality, surely this would be an obvious mark for progress. But that's the true test of whether something favors women, isn't it? If something is obviously unequal, but feminists have allowed it to survive any scrutiny, that is a clear sign women have a definite advantage. You see, if business casual meant for women what it did for men, you would never hear the end of it until they got their way. And the advantage is simple. Women are given liberty to express themselves in ways that accentuate their one true value, their beauty. These exceptions made for women have nothing to do with equality. The system is already designed to maximize the benefit to women. Never mind it was constructed during a time of ubiquitous patriarchy, according to their narrative. The same narrative that claims mathematics is sexist, and the name history is a sexist compound word. What about her story? The ignorance behind such a fatuous faux pas would stop a feminist in her tracks. If only shouting the word mansplaining over and over didn't pass for pithy rhetoric these days, they might realize the etymology of the word history has nothing to do with gender pronouns. But in Greek, historia meant finding out or narrative, which is not a compound word in Greek, and was adopted by the Roman language Latin and used later in the late Middle English, from which we draw common tongue today. I say all of that to remind everyone that women will overlook unequal portals through which they can impose their influence. And in garish hypocrisy, they would have society believe that the entirety of the written human narrative is sexist. Now, why do you suppose that is? Could it be that history is glaring evidence that men lay the foundations and cornerstones for humanity, for civilization, where women largely remain the passive beneficiaries of such mortal sacrifice, ingenuity, and deep thinking? Why wouldn't they attempt to wipe away the factual evidence of the obvious disparities between the genders? They've entrenched and reinforced the inequality that favors women while simultaneously attacking the written proof that they earned none of it by casting doubt that history is a true account of the past. Because to sensitized ears, that is, triggered ears, it sounds like it might be sexist. It is no wonder that pundits and public figures like Milo Yiannopoulos are successful at delivering a conservative message, even if many of the arguments are intellectually dishonest. Milo has proven that feminists don't read, and they cannot defend against thorough arguments. In my own office, women dress near to casually as they can, from leggings to ethnic garb. I have yet to see an email about the dress code. One woman I work with, who is of Southwest Asian descent, confided in another in front of me that she doesn't dress how she wants to in the workplace because she would be called a slut. She didn't grow up in the United States, so she wasn't used to how Western women cannibalize each other when their influence is threatened by outside women. The same hypocrisy can be found at the heart of the feminist stronghold in Hollywood. Male movie stars are shuffled tightly into the narrow pens of fashion, with three-piece suits and tuxedos with rare occasion to deviate. This is important because men rely on what they do to be valued in society more than how they look, which explains the de-emphasis on their clothing so that their work can stand on its own merits. Women with the same profession will flaunt their sexuality in bright colors and revealing slits, then turn around to say they won't take a script with nudity because they want to be taken seriously. And they all do it with a straight face. There are a few films in modern memory that cast female nature and society's acceptance of it better than the film The Brown Bunny, in which actress Chloe Sevigny performed fellatio on director-producer Vincent Gallo on camera. It is difficult to find criticism of Sevigny, but memorable bouts between Gallo and critics abound. It is like I have said before, the passes given to women when there is a man to be blamed are as numerous as the problems women don't want. And that is why my name is unimportant. Like, comment, and subscribe for Why My Name is Unimportant.